Creative Magic Club.
What's up? This is Sarah Mack and welcome to Creative Magic Club. Together, we'll discover inspirational stories of creative entrepreneurs living out their dreams, doing the work they are most passionate about, and building wealth in magical and fun ways. While building a six-figure income as a writer and coach, helping other women to launch their dream businesses, I've connected with so many incredible people and seen it proven again and again that you can thrive financially doing whatever it is you are passionate about. I'm here to share life-changing strategies for mindset, making money, and reaching more people with your work in a business and life filled with creativity, freedom, and fun. Hi, Sarah Mack here from withsarahmack.com, and I wanted to share with you today an excerpt from the recent masterclass I gave, Sales Rising. And at the beginning of this workshop, I went into a conversation that I feel is really, really important and that more of us need to be having more explicitly if we want to be getting better at selling with our content and making money. And it's a conversation that comes up with pretty much every single client that I work with and has caused me to reflect on, how and why I have been able to so successfully sell things that I have created pretty much since day one in my coaching business. As you know, I reached six figures within 13 months. I've consistently made money with ups and downs, of course, but there hasn't been a single month where I haven't made at least a few thousands of dollars since I started out as an entrepreneur. So I break it down in this workshop, and I also speak to, in this particular segment that I'm going to share with you, why it is, like the very real reasons why it can feel so challenging for so many people. And I think you're going to love it. And if you didn't participate in the workshop and you're curious about the rest of it, which is really great, and I actually developed some awesome content prompts based on your ascendant sign and your descendant sign that can really it can be a really fun way to shortcut and to get confidence in like what is so awesome about you and to be able to turn that into content that leads to sales and that attracts clients who are not just saying you're so inspiring, but who are messaging you like, I need to work with you. I'm ready to join your offer right now. How do I pay? How do I sign up? And our descendant sign can give us so much amazing insight about our soulmate client compatibility, which can really lead to an end of a lot of that, second guessing, who is my soulmate client? It can help us to stop talking to the wrong people when you have that reflection of, oh, this is actually what makes me so compatible to my soulmate client. So I know to lean more into these topics and to bring more of these conversations into my content for them to more successfully resonate with people who genuinely will get the most out of my work. So yes, copywriting and content, it has come somewhat easily to me, really in part because I started out as a copywriter and I had a copywriting agency, but also I have Saturn in my third house of communication and I do the work every damn day. And it's something that I'm constantly retraining. And I think for a lot of people that I work with, you're already super creative and you're already good at writing. And it doesn't take that much to really integrate the principles of direct sales copywriting, of really knowing which levers to pull and which parts of your story to lead with and how to get to that clarity around what it is that you're selling. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. This is what all of my programs are set up to help you with, to help you get out of all of that entrepreneurial mindset-ish that's just a part of the process, and to help you remember how much of a freaking badass you are and to find it easy to do that. And one of my recent clients, who I was supporting her through this resistance, what really helped her was me articulating that every time we celebrate ourselves on the internet, a piece of the patriarchy crumbles. Like, we've literally been conditioned to not celebrate ourselves, and that's why we resist it. So this is revolutionary work, friends. You are a part of the change, and it's really important work that we're doing. So love up on yourself, get support, do whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself, to be the brave, world-changing warrior that you are with all of your incredible work. And I hope you enjoy this segment. I'll drop a link in the comments if you want to buy the workshop and the prompts, or you can go to withsarahmac.com/rising. And I also want to let you know, I have a really amazing offer. I've been developing in-depth, personalized content prompts for my clients based on their astrology chart. So if you want to have a document where you know, if I follow these content prompts, I'm going to be leading with my strengths and my gifts and my superpowers. I'm going to be speaking to the people who are most compatible for my offers and for my work. I create content prompts. I also create alignment prompts so that you can identify clarity on those things that you can start to do today to feel more in alignment with the fullest expression of your work and who you are and the gifts that you're here to bring, which, you know, just is the magic of our astrology chart. And I can't tell you how much has been unfolding for me in really integrating using my chart in my business to rebrand, to shift my message, to shift who I'm working with, to reposition my offers. And it creates more ease in the way that we make money, because it's a way for us to bring more of who we really are and to get over the resistance of all of the crap that we don't need to be wasting time and energy on, but really getting to the heart of what is important. So that offer is called Money Making Content with Astrology. And you're also going to get a personalized training from me. You can send me your offer, your socials, any content you want me to look at. And I'm going to give you feedback from where I can see you need to make some shifts in your content strategy, in what you're bringing forward, in how you can be shifting your relationship behind the scenes with money in your business so that you're making more money in more aligned and fun and powerful way. So I will drop the link for that in the chat as well. So enjoy this training. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. And I'm sending you so much love. I want to share with you how I built the skill of using content to generate repeatable 5-figure launches and 6-figure years. And I want to start off by telling the story. I was reflecting on why has this been so much easier for me than it has been for a lot of people that I see out there who are creating a ton of content and aren't making the sales. And, you know, I got to 6 figures within 13 months of launching my coaching business. And here's why. I want to break down why I have succeeded at this so that you can understand how to fill those gaps for yourself. Because making this money has happened relatively easily and consistently and quickly for me. Obviously, I have my ups and downs. I've been an entrepreneur for almost 10 years now, which is crazy. But I have been making money consistently every single month. And I stopped doing sales calls more than 5 years ago because my content does all the selling for me. So I want to address why this can feel hard for a lot of people, why we doubt ourselves, why we overcomplicate our content and message, why we end up creating a ton of content without it successfully leading to sales. Or maybe even it leads to sales, but from clients who just aren't a good match or aren't joyful and easy to work with, or are just really freaking annoying in the sales process. You know, this is really the art of soulmate client attraction through authentic content selling and storytelling. And I want to share how I'm going to make it easier for you today, and how we can use our astrology chart to sell more effectively and easily and have a lot more fun in the process. And this is really my favorite thing about incorporating astrology into content. If you're anything like me, you're obsessed with it, and it's really fun, and it's a great tool for self-reflection. And so I think, you know, it's just something else that we can add into the mix that makes us excited to create. And that's really the most important thing, because if we're having fun, it is going to be easier to be consistent and to create that momentum and to create the results and the sales and the clients and the impact that we really desire to make. So I believe I was really so lucky that I started out as an entrepreneur, as a copywriter. So I learned to write copy for other people. And copywriting is actually so easy. And I'm not gaslighting you here. I will explain where I'm coming from around this. It's simple techniques. And I learned this very quickly. And I was making a lot of money from doing it for other people while I was traveling the world. I started my business in India or in Bali, and then India. I was recovering from a burnout, which, turned out to be CPTSD from unprocessed childhood sexual trauma. I was in the process of immigrating to Canada to be with my now husband. I was going through a lot, but I mastered these techniques just from studying it for a while and not super long, and just working with clients and being able to apply my ability to write and my ability to tell stories in this new, very specific way to help people sell their work and to help people make money. So I started attracting coaches as clients. That's what introduced me to the coaching industry. I discovered mindset work and started applying that to my own business, and, really working on the ish that was coming up for me around money mindset and pricing my work and wanting to charge a lot more and marketing myself and my services and kind of getting more niche and getting clearer and clearer on who I wanted to work with and who I didn't want to work with, and how to package and sell offers, how to move away from time for money and, create scalable programs, start selling high ticket. And I doubled my income twice in 2 consecutive years. So the first year after I doubled my income, I was like, holy shit, this really works. And this was really why I started my coaching business, because I could see how I could create the most perfect piece of copy for clients. But if they had some mindset stuff going on, they were never going to take that copy and actually turn that into sales and clients and impact. So really, I learned the skill of selling through content writing for others. When I launched my first business, which was my copywriting agency, Juicy Copy, I knew how to do it for myself. I knew how to take these tools and techniques and apply them to my own business, because I'd written for well over 1,000 different entrepreneurs by that point. So here's the takeaway from this. I had faith in the techniques. I had faith in the strategy that I had learned. So I began to use it for myself, and I began consistently signing clients. And I had faith in myself and my ideas. So often what can happen is, if you haven't really got these techniques down for yourself, for your own business, I see that people, it starts to give them a wavering faith in their ideas. Like, maybe my idea isn't good enough. Maybe I'm focused on the wrong client. Maybe, my copy isn't good enough. And we start to problem shoot, and we don't really know exactly what's not working. And that just kind of compounds onto the self-doubt and the imposter syndrome that's already a very natural part of becoming an entrepreneur. So, I'm so grateful that I had that beginning, and I wrote for over 1,000 different kinds of entrepreneurs. And believe me, I have seen how you can sell absolutely anything on the internet. I've seen it all, from garden feng shui to magic wands, really, really niche stuff that I never even knew existed. So that really gave me the belief that anything can be sold. And it showed to me that if you're passionate about something, if you believe it's valuable, if it's added value to your life, that is enough. You can put a price tag on it and you can sell it, as long as you can communicate it in a powerful way. So why it feels hard. I see how this can feel hard when you're building these skills for yourself while selling your own work. And there's, a few really, really good reasons for this. And I'm sure these aren't news to you, but I just want to name them so that your unconscious can start to be like, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with me when this feels hard. So number one, social patriarchal conditioning to not value ourselves, our gifts, our labor, or our intellectual knowledge. As women, as creators, as healers, as magical witchy people, standing up and sharing our work and charging lots of money for it and being abundantly paid for it, this is revolutionary. This is very, very new in our society. So, that's the second reason is just all the money mindset-ish. There's a lot of religious cultural brainwashing around it being shameful to desire money for yourself. And I go into this in my book that's going to be published this year. Stay tuned for that. Combined with not really being given any actual skills for asking for and generating and managing and growing money and wealth in ways that actually feel good to us, because, we're highly sensitive, we're empathic, we, have multifaceted lives and desires and families and, health and bodies and cycles that doesn't fit into the 24/7 like patriarchal paradigm. I'm interrupting this broadcast with a special announcement. Are you wondering which parts of your story to focus on in your content to attract ready-to-buy soulmate clients? Do you wish you had clear sales page copy for your high-ticket offer with a stash of social media posts that lead to easy sales that fill your offer on repeat month after month? Do you wish it felt so easy and natural to talk about how you help people when you get interested clients popping up in your inbox? I can help you. In a 90-minute private coaching intensive together, we'll focus on the most important changes you can start making in your messaging to attract more paying clients into your offers. During our time together, we'll make sure your offer is actually targeted at the kinds of clients you really want to be working with. We'll tighten up your messaging or write it from scratch if we need to, and we'll map out a feel-good launch plan to start filling it up with amazing clients. You'll come away with powerful copy targeted at the kinds of clients who are truly ready to buy your offer and do the work, with a clear step-by-step action plan to start connecting with the right kinds of clients tailored to your strengths and audience. No cookie-cutter approaches here. Plus, clarity on your own story and which parts to share to attract the right people, with a list of content topics and a few solid pieces of sales content that you can start sharing to make sales right away. Clients who have done my intensive have gone on to get 20 applications within 48 hours of hitting publish on their new sales page, tripled their workshop signups, designed and launched new exciting offers, raised their offer price above 5 figures, and signed new dreamy clients into their high-ticket offer within days. To chat about how we can use our time together to start welcoming more amazing clients into your world, message me the word intensive either over on Instagram at Creative Magic Club or to my email, sarah@withsarahmac.com. That's, very hyper masculine and is a very toxic industrial labor practice that, our society has really been built upon. So again, revolutionary, like we're trailblazing, we're asking to do things differently because the old way doesn't work for us. So there's just a lot of rewriting and a lot of reconditioning and a lot of having to hold new beliefs that are constantly denied in the culture around us. So the next reason is also just creative, cultural money mindset stories about, it being hard to make money and have creative fulfillment and joy in our work. I was literally sat down. I'm sure many of you resonate with the story. And my mom told me, you can't go to university. We can't afford to send you. You should just go and become a secretary. And my mom was an artist and I knew she fucking hated being a secretary, but she still believed that, it's not possible to be creative and to be financially well taken care of. My teachers reaffirmed that message to me over and over again. And I had to recondition so many of these belief systems to get to where I am today. And then the last one is a really big one. It's all of that unconscious resistance to being seen for our authentic truth. So we have been conditioned our whole lives to hide because it is safer. And most likely all of us have had past lives where, magical people like us were literally burned alive at the stake for sharing our healing powers with others. So the fear and the resistance, whether it's from this life or previous lives or epigenetics that has been handed down from our mothers and our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers, the fear and resistance is real and it runs through our veins. No biggie, right? Why are you struggling with your content? Here's the reality in this day and age. These days, it is safe to make a lot of money and it is safe to share our gifts and to be visible. We're most likely not going to get burned at the stake. And like I'm doing right now, we can do this from the comfort of our own home. We don't have to go out there into the town square and get tomatoes thrown in our face. However, we do, it is genuinely true that we open ourselves up to criticism, to attack, to judgment and rejection from friends, from family, from teenage boys trolling you on the internet or other adults with the emotional intelligence of very dysfunctional teenage boys. I've got nothing against teenage boys, but, let's also name that. Because it is unpleasant and it is a risk that we take. And when you are creating something new in the culture, of course you're going to get resistance.
Of course, you're going to get people that don't like what you're saying, don't agree with you, and maybe, vehemently deny the things that you're saying and get very aggravated and triggered about what you're saying. So this is the risk that we have to be willing to take on in order to get the things that we want and to have the impact that we're feeling drawn towards, and to share the truth and to have the satisfaction and the fulfillment of sharing our truth and having that impact people in positive ways, and, being financially rewarded as a result of taking that risk. So this is what might be happening in your content and business as a result. Number one, hiding through vague language, writing in too many fluffy personal development cliches that really hold no actual information that shows who you really are. So, yes, there's a lot of terminology that holds resonance for people. Words like boundaries or self-love or empowerment or living your best life, right? Like living your fullest potential, making more money, having better relationships, right? No matter what your niche is, there's words and vocabulary that you've read over and over and over again that drove you to the result and to learn what it is that has helped you to embody where you are. But this is not helpful copywriting, because it loses its meaning when there's, thousands, if not millions of other people using these cliches. So, you'll learn later what I have to say about competition. I don't believe that we have competition, but we have to be able to bring the specificity that allows people to see how we are different from all of the other people out there, doing very similar work. Because in actual truth, once we get down to it, we are all so different. And we get there in different ways, even if some of the fundamentals are very similar. The other thing that's happening very frequently is finding it really challenging to get into those specifics that make it easy and clear for your clients to see how you can help them. Why is this? It's because it's super fucking vulnerable. And I'm still challenged by this. Like, it takes so much courage to stand up on the internet and be like, this is me, and I'm fucking awesome, and you should buy from me, right? And to share the specifics of your life, like, it is vulnerable and it takes courage. And another reason why this can feel challenging is we have a lot of conditioning around not feeling good enough, always striving for the next level. And especially as entrepreneurs, like, we're usually very driven, we're usually very ambitious, very focused, very obsessed with personal development and learning and becoming better people. And we become very quickly so blind to the value that we hold in the present moment. This is a bad situation that we fall into. And it's literally the Achilles heel when you want to be making more money, because we're constantly consuming content and looking up to people and learning and focusing on our goals that we become so blind to where we are today that used to be on our vision board and we used to be journaling about like 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. And if you're not able to connect with your value right now in the present moment, you can't possibly expect a client to connect with that. And that's really the key to asking people for lots of money, is to be able to be connected to that first. So it doesn't matter how good enough or not good enough you feel like you are, or how fully embodied or wobbly you feel like you might be in the work that you're selling, which I have more to say on in a moment. What's important to remember is that for the right client, your current situation is their dream come true already. No matter, even if you feel like you're on like the starting line of your next chapter, even getting to the starting line of your next chapter means that you've been through and you've completed a previous chapter, and that's super fucking valuable. And a lot of the time, like I said, it's vulnerable to talk about what we've been through and what has been hard for us, and maybe what we feel like we haven't fully mastered or integrated yet. But there's always so much value to tap into and to embody and to focus on. And when we really learn to do that well, this is, really what I mean by the concept of this masterclass, is in really tapping into and embodying your superpowers. And a lot of those are innate things that have been with us throughout our whole life that, again, we are so blind to, because it can often come very naturally to us, and it's evolved so many times throughout our lifetime. So know that this is a skill, being able to diligently and specifically articulate why where you are right now is so freaking awesome. Gratitude unlocks abundance. And you have to be able to do that visibly and publicly if you want to have successful sales numbers. That is just the bottom line and a fact. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's vulnerable, but you can do it. You've done way harder things than this in your life. So just decide right now, this skill gets to become easier for you.
So if you're like me and you have ADHD with 5,000 creative projects you want to be working on at all times, and maybe even some ongoing chronic health stuff happening, you know there's nothing more frustrating than sitting down to do that work you said you were going to do today and feeling so tired or brain foggy or unable to focus on one thing long enough to get in flow and get it done. It feels so frustrating when this happens, especially if you're like me and you try to keep caffeine consumption to an absolute minimum, because it makes me anxious and unfocused, and I know that it wrecks our sleep. So I started using Magic Mind, which is a super cool and really yummy productivity shot containing organic matcha with a blend of some of the most potent mushrooms, adaptogens, and nootropics that supercharge your focus and motivation when you're having a mental slump and you really want to be feeling creative and getting your best work done. When I discovered Magic Mind, I was like, yes, please. They are so perfect for the morning or that after lunch slump when you want to be slaying your project, but your brain isn't cooperating. I definitely noticed the boost. They help me get focused and way more done. And most importantly, enjoy writing and creating in a state of flow without the struggle of feeling tired, foggy, or distracted. So you are in for a treat, because with my code, you can get up to 56% off your first subscription or 20% off your one-time purchase if you go to my link, magicmind.com/CMC with discount code CMC20. Grab the 30 pack for best value, and there's no risk because if you don't like it, they'll give you a refund. These Magic Mind shots are popping up everywhere in LA. People are loving them, and I know you will too. So remember, go to my link, magicmind.com/CMC with discount code CMC20. I'll pop that link in the show notes for you as well.
For more inspirational content, head over to my website withsarahmac.com and please support the show by liking, commenting, and subscribing.
I'm interrupting this broadcast with a special announcement. Are you wondering which parts of your story to focus on in your content to attract ready-to-buy soulmate clients? Do you wish you had clear sales page copy for your high-ticket offer with a stash of social media posts that lead to easy sales that fill your offer on repeat month after month? Do you wish it felt so easy and natural to talk about how you help people when you get interested clients popping up in your inbox? I can help you. In a 90-minute private coaching intensive together, we'll focus on the most important changes you can start making in your messaging to attract more paying clients into your offers. During our time together, we'll make sure your offer is actually targeted at the kinds of clients you really want to be working with. We'll tighten up your messaging or write it from scratch if we need to, and we'll map out a feel-good launch plan to start filling it up with amazing clients. You'll come away with powerful copy targeted at the kinds of clients who are truly ready to buy your offer and do the work, with a clear step-by-step action plan to start connecting with the right kinds of clients tailored to your strengths and audience. No cookie-cutter approaches here. Plus, clarity on your own story and which parts to share to attract the right people, with a list of content topics and a few solid pieces of sales content that you can start sharing to make sales right away. Clients who have done my intensive have gone on to get 20 applications within 48 hours of hitting publish on their new sales page, tripled their workshop signups, designed and launched new exciting offers, raised their offer price above 5 figures, and signed new dreamy clients into their high-ticket offer within days. To chat about how we can use our time together to start welcoming more amazing clients into your world, message me the word intensive either over on Instagram at Creative Magic Club or to my email sarah@withsarahmac.com.